Can you can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
The purpose for this training is for the online business and software testing. While most of our work will be doing in form of, depending on the sector you are going to be working with us, but everybody we are going to be making use of total quality management. That's TQM. Though some people might be saying, it's a bit outdated, but the purpose of it is bank or some management training company call it management training. It's allowed everybody in the organization to go through all the different operational or department of each organization so that anybody can aspire to be MD of that company tomorrow or can head any department tomorrow. In that case, you not say, I'm not aware of this. Or if you are being sent to go and shadow, support any staff or any assistant or management team in any department, you'll be well aware of what and what we are doing. Folion UK Limited is into technology, and one of our technology products is property platform, which have also have a lot of division and group inside it. But the main line of our business is technology, that is software and hardware. And whether we like it or not, the world is going global in digital application. If the bank that have all the resources to open branches are now seeing it as not viable, are not going with the trend, they call something SWOT analysis, situation, strength, weakness, opportunity, and trend at which the way things are going. You need to position yourself for the digital world that is coming. Banks are now closing branches, and they only just have one branch in one city for now, for the meantime, before they close everything, that everybody go online. Everybody go online. And virtually there is nothing you cannot do online. So as I said, it's up to you to decide, okay, I'm working for some time before I'm agreed to, I want to run my own business, or I want to work at the same time, do some online business on my own. And that's why I call it online business and software testing training. Because when you document what business idea you want to do, you need to have a website. There is static website, there is dynamic, there is e-commerce website. Static website is the one that will just display your products. And people will just call you. Oh, hello, is that so company? Yes, I'm interested in one of these your product displayed on your website. And on that basis, how much is it? This is where I'm staying. How will I make a payment? How can this thing be delivered to my place? Can I trust you that if I make a payment, will the good be delivered? These are so many things that will come to the head of the buyer, prospective buyer for static website. And you have to start manually responding. Oh, I will deliver. This is what you can use to pay. We accept PayPal, we accept bank transfer, we accept card payment. These are static website, manual. Why dynamic are all these platforms that are very, very complex, like social media, Facebook. What is social media doing? Adverts, information. TikTok have an e-commerce website also, and you can sign up and promote your product. Then e-commerce website is what you can create an account, make an order, place an order, make a payment, provide your address, and they deliver it to where you want them to deliver it to without any human interaction. So 24 hours all over the world, your website is available for anybody that wants to make an order. It depends on what you are selling, and the selling of your product can either be product or services, which is acceptable globally. So on that note, if you now come up with any idea that you want to do, and you are not telling a software house, that is what we call them. In management and accounting and tax consulting firm, we call them consulting firm. Accenture, KPMG, they help you file your account, they help you do your management accounting, they help you do auditing, they help you structure your business, strategy development. Those are management and task consulting firms. We have so many of them. Philip Consulting in Nigeria, Ascension International, Ascension, KPMG, PwC. When you see people that work in this consulting firm and they now come to companies to work, you always see the difference. They are well grounded. They are professional to the core. Just the same way in software house. When you hear software house, these are software companies that develop different applications. When I mean software, website that we are doing, your business website, your accounting software, your business application software, your HR application software, anything you do is now going software to make it more efficient, professionally, easy to manage, record keeping, and don't at the day where people put things online for 2, 3, 4, 5 people to access the system. Everything is now cloud. You don't need to have a server in your office. Just by the time you click on your laptop, log into the URL of the website or the application you want to use, there's CRM, customer relationship application management, payroll. I can see some care home, they will still come ask you to come and do timesheet. Your nurse or your team lead, when you finish your shift, you need to sign. Or your office, you need to clock in or clock out. Those are the work that the software payroll does. Most HR applications now have integrated payroll application inside it. And with the way government of the United Kingdom are doing, they call it MTD, making tax digital. This allows you to remit your tax electronically through your application to the HMRC. And this is what Folion UK is going to be doing. That's why we want some very, very intelligent, smart, ready to work, because it's going to be a lot of training. A lot of training. Some we can develop for ourselves, so we might not be able to develop it. We have to be a software retailer to those companies. So those software house that owns it, they will train us, then we will now be deploying it to our clients. And there are so many clients in Nigeria and in UK, because we are planning to open branches now in Nigeria and preferable United Arab Emirates, Dubai, or America. Those are the 3 areas we are going to target. And any of my management training team who show interest, look, I'm happy to relocate to this country. Okay, I know you are well grounded, you're enough to start that company just for minor instruction. And this will go in line with so many things we are going to be doing. There's Agile app that is coming up, which we are going to discuss. There's vetting application, which is coming up. There's Drive with Me, which is coming up. There's Pickup application, which is logistic. There's Earth platform, which is Earth platform. There are so many applications that people will be using globally, because the world are becoming a global village, and the whole world is going to be digitalized very soon. The King Salman approach of new identity card is just more like, if you call it PIN, for those people that say the coming of Jesus Christ, everything is going to be electronically. In Nigeria now, they're embracing your passport. You just put your passport and the gate will open. I saw it. It's have been deployed most of the European countries. Once you have European passport, you only, because I'm a British, if you have an European, even with my British passport in Poland, when I traveled to Poland, I was allowed to go inside without any immigration officer, customer, or whatever to challenge me or tell me what to do. I just put my data page and I put my fingerprint, and the system just wrote, verifying and processing, and the gate open. That is the way the whole world is going. That's the future. So based on this, some of you will be working in different departments. And these are the slides that we are going to be discussing. Now, the slide involves business processing, because some business company that we are going to approach to be their management company or IT company to be doing their processing for them, they are deploying some software for them to run their day-to-day, whether they are doing inventory, they are running a supermarket, They want to create a website for e-commerce website for their grocery store, for their retail store, for their barber salon to book an appointment and stuff like that. These are many things that is going to be coming up. Now, idea generation, as I said, it depends on what you want to do. Matching your idea with your resources. What are you sure you have the competent skill to do this business idea you talked about? If don't, do you need to go for training? If you don't, find way of reducing or change your idea. Resources in terms of manpower, financial resources, business location and stuff like that is also part of what you need to think about as a consulting firm. And we are going to be talking to them, starting your preferred idea, the one you prefer most based on the analysis of the resources you have, the manpower or the skill requirement you needed, and so on and so on. Transferring those ideas into digital, that means we will now do documentation. That's what we call it. And there are different methodologies we are going to be using to develop those software. We'll go into that. I'm just telling you the stages. Now, document your idea into functional specification requirement. That's what we call it. How does the application should work? Or user story. It depends on the methodology of software development that we are going to be using as a software house that will determine the way you are going to document those requirements. If it's waterfall, they call it functional specification or requirement specification. Functional specification, that's it. How do you want it to be working? When you have functional, how does it want to be working? When you have specification, the way it has to be done, the standard that it has to be. User story, they call it, is commonly used in agile methodology, because agile methodology is a method used to develop things in a bit by bit. It's the most efficient one and is welcoming a lot of changes. And usually, I will not go deep into methodology now, but you can read more about agile methodology, waterfall methodology. You see them as we are going, so that you can always read more. But if you want to do it for interview purpose, they might ask you all those things during the interview question. Then get software how to develop the application or get license from commercial application. That's what we call it. Or off the shelf. Some people call it off the shelf. Why some call it commercial application? What I mean by commercial application is business application, software application, HR application, accounting application to pick your accounting and raising an invoice. Before, they usually use paper to write receipts, but nobody is doing that. Few people are doing that now in this century, to be using paper to write and invoices. Gone are the day when those things is done that way. So having said that, we are going to go to the next slide now. Sorry about that. So the next slide is saying, definition of software testing. Now, can any one of us here try what is software testing? Just guess. Software testing means, software means application. Testing means check if it's text. Can you conduct text on something? Are we together? So the floor is open. Can you guess? There's no wrong and right answer in software testing, but it's just for us to engage ourselves, discuss this thing. Anyone, the floor is open. You can unmute yourself if you want to speak.
I would say it's just an approach of testing the usability and functionality of a particular software.
Excellent. The purpose of it is to discover what? Issue. That's what we call it. Bug. Suggestion for an improvement. Because in IT, no stupid question. The most stupid question might be the new generation of changing game in IT. That's why you see it's very, very dynamic. Things keep on changing every time in technology, because it's bringing new things into this world, new way of doing things. That's why it's so constant. Who thought about 3-4 years ago, nobody was talking about AI. But now AI is the most innovative things now. And if care is not taken, it's going to take a lot of jobs. AI in law, AI in letter writing, AI in proposal, AI in marketing, artificial intelligence. We are still talking about robots coming up to do some domestic work. But now AI is coming up as well, simultaneously. Driverless car is coming. Whether we like it or not, those that are doing Uber, there will be job loss. Though the government might not be fully ready to embrace those technology, because there is going to be a lot of compliance and regulative testing of this application. And there's going to be a lot. How would the car drive? How is it going to recognize traffic light? How is it going to recognize when somebody crosses the road? Where is the sensor that is going to allow you to mash the brake to do emergency stop? How does it going to recognize the place it's going to pick somebody? It's easy. Google app, Uber does that. Just from your location, place an order for Uber, and you will meet you in that location. Even though sometimes the location tend not to be accurate, but there will be a kind of aware that, okay, this is accuracy of that location will be paramount. And that is the way the future, the world is going to. So the early you position yourself to be in that sector, the better for every one of us. Even though if you are not using it to work, you can use it to start your own business, and you also be relevant in the new world that we're all going towards. So on that note, as you said, software testing is, let me bring this definition, the process or method of finding error, bug, defect, issue in a software/application or program so that the application function according to functional specification or business owner requirements, the way you want it to work. So that if it's not working that way, that means there is a bug or defect or issue which need to be corrected. Are we together? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
we're
so much.
together.
Together.
Okay. Now, what is the merit and demerit of software testing? Some people will say software testing is not necessary, it's a waste of money. How will somebody develop application and I'm now testing it? Because if you don't test it and there's a bug, one, the company is going to lose revenue. Like if you have to create an account on the website before you can place another, if you cannot create an account, or you're able to create an account and you cannot log into your account to place another after account creation, because on the requirement that once you create an account, the email confirmation should be sent to your email for you to confirm your email address. And once you confirm your email address, it will tell you, okay, log in. And if you are not able to log in, then there's a problem. So people will just create an account and they cannot log in. If they cannot log in, they cannot place another. Then loss of revenue. And if it's a very, very dynamic application that it can involve the loss of life or property, like if some people use the website to defraud people, like Folion Property website, somebody just, without doing due diligence on that person that want to advertise a property, a fraudster can create an account, upload image of property that does not even exist, create address, and somebody just, oh, I saw this property, it's affordable, I'm interested, and you ordered the property, and the person that advertised the property, okay, pay me money, you don't need to view it, I will be there when you are ready to come, and the person paid. And without due diligence, that person is being defrauded. It can create a loss of life and reputational damage for that company. Even government, if that person took up that company, the company will close down because the legal battle is going to be is a kind of conspiracy to defraud. How could you allow to advertise a property on your website without due diligence on the owner, the person that wants to advertise the property, and the property itself? You can see why my website, a lot of people are saying, yeah, There's no property. I said, look, I have some people that want to push property on my website, but they are not ready to follow my compliance requirement. And if you are not ready, it's better not to be any property than me having a property on their website, whereas they are all fake property, unverified property. As in due diligent property. Look at what is happening in Lagos State now, where a lot of buildings are being demolished. It's sympathetic and it's painful that what is government doing that they don't get a building approval to allow them to have build that building up to now. Rather than demolish it, why don't you regularize it for them than demolish people's property? A lot of people can die through heart attack if they don't have the strong feeling. Having said that, these are what websites going to do if there's a defect or lapses in your program of your application. Reputational damage, loss of life. People can commit suicide if they are being defrauded on your website. Now, loss of job. In fact, one of the questions that they normally ask me when I was doing software testing is, what makes you important? Only because I save everybody's job, including the company. One of my manager then now asked me, after they employ me, now asked me, what did you mean that I save everybody's job, including the MD of the company and the company? I said, it's true. If I don't do my job very well, check that the development of the application the developer did. I tested it rigorously and ensure it fit for the purpose, it met functional specification, all the acceptance criteria or condition stated by the stakeholder or the management, including the government regulative law of that country, is fully embedded in that application. I will not pass that application or build as test pass. You look at him, you say, what do you? I say, yes, if I pass it, and somebody committed or government came with, oh, this website is not supposed to allow somebody under age to register, because for you to enter into valid contract in UK, you need to be up to 18. And I allow somebody that is 14 to create an account because I didn't do proper testing of the age control when they are creating an account. And under 14 create an account, he ordered good drinks, alcoholic drink that is not supposed to be ordered online on the grocery store. And he drink, he started getting intoxicated. His parents saw it. How do you get this drink? He said he ordered it online. It's just a matter of just report to police. And once they report to police, the police will come, seal up the website, number one, and at the same time give you a letter to go and pay fine or close down completely for breach of law of the United Kingdom. Am I making sense? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are with you.
So this is exactly what you'll be doing as a software tester or as a business analyst. You are to document requirement. And when you are taking requirement from the business owner, depending on the IT sector work you are doing, or if you're a compliance officer, you have to read any application you want to develop in any sector. Go and read the government regulatory compliance of that sector. If it's a financial institution sector, take for example, our Ajo app is a financial application. No. Number one, we need an FCA license to do that application. Or before the application go live. We can start working on it before you go live. But for it to go live, we need FCA license. 2, we must make sure that all the ALM and KYC compliance requirements must be fully adapted to when they are developing the application. How do we do that? A typical example of it is when you are documenting it, any member of the Azure group that want to sign up must go through ALM, KLM, advanced due diligence check. Just like when you want to buy property. Because a lot of people are doing this Azure app. When they collect the money, they cannot use it to use as a deposit to acquire property in the UK. Why? Because they do not know other people that contributed that money For you to use it to do initial deposit for your house deposit, initial deposit, you need to bring all the name of these people that you are doing that contribution together and do KYC, advanced due diligence, and ALM check on all of them. These are the things that we want to cover. As you register online under the Job app, we continue doing ALM, sanction, PEP, monitoring on those people that is contributing that money. So when they requested for those things, we just download it and you give it to them. That money is automatically cleared from money laundering, ALM, fraud, or whatever, or sanction, or politically exposed person, and that money is now legally binding to be used as a deposit to acquire your house or do whatever you want to do in UK. So who is going to be doing all these findings? Compliance officer. Compliance officer might not know all these things. He will work directly with me. When he's complying, he will speak with the business analyst who is documenting it. This application we are developing, you have to be sure that all these compliance requirements are fully embedded in it. The way you're documenting it, that people cannot create an account on the website to advertise property on Folium property platform without KYC, without proof of ID, without proof of address, without certificate of incorporation if it's for a company, without providing any property authority from the person that holds the property, power of attorney, or agreement that gave you authority to market this photo or sell this property. Because even though you are selling the property, you need to have an agreement with the person that owns the property, the vendors. And have you conducted the search on those property from the land registry of that where the property is located to be sure that the owner from the land record is the one authorizing you to sell the property? You can see how complex, how rigorous this thing is. And it's good because we are going to protect people and we want genuine people to come into the platform to advertise their property, to buy and sell this property on our platform. Because we want to maintain our integrity. Even though it might be slow, the way we are going to be doing or grow, but it's safer because when people now trusted the website, it make it happen. The system will grow naturally. That's what we call organic growth. So that's it on the merits of the software testing job. I'm just mentioning it. Why on the merits? Business owners say, look, this is additional cost. Leave it, but it can create a problem. As I said, people, developers see you as somebody, as a teacher, marking their job. Because if you don't pass their job, that job does not go. The ticket, the build, because there's something we call Jira. That's what we are going to learn how to use Jira as well. That's what we bring all the teams together in software development lifecycle. Because you are not going to be the only person. We have developers. We have UI designer. That's what we call graphic designer before. But the one that have upgraded on his own have become a UI, UX designer. When I mean UI, user interface. When I mean UX, user experience. How user-friendly is your website? How colorful is the design? How attractive is the design? These are the work of UI, UX designers. What is the work of business analyst or product owner, depending on methodology? Business owner analyst is the one that will listen to the business person that want to do website. What do you want to be in that website? I want people to be able to create an account. I want to display my product. I want the price to be displayed. I want the picture to be showing. I want them to have a backend CRM. And I want to have content management system, CMS. So that I will be able to upgrade, change something. I will be able to add new product. Price have to be displayed. They can add payment integration on it so that they can pay online and they can also do pay by bank transfer. They can select pay instrumentally. These are things that are going to be taking note as a business analyst, documenting those things that the business owner wants in the website. And when you finish, you transfer it into functional specification or user story. That now become a requirement or user story where we put into backlog into what project we want to be doing. And immediately we got that done, compliance officer will come to you, or you go to compliance officer, business analyst, and say, okay, we are developing this website, and this is the sector of the website. Can you start making research of regulatory requirements or compliance law that surround this project or this industry, so that we make sure that I document it properly for the developer. And once we do that, before we start the project, we gather all the team, developer, software tester, UI designers, business analyst, compliance officer, Scrum Master, project manager, and tester together. If you can afford it. If you cannot afford it, some people have to do 2 or 3 jobs simultaneously. Somebody that is working as a business analyst for now will be working the same way as compliance officer, because we don't have the capacity to employ too many teams. But at least you will start learning. From there, when the business is now growing, you can now decide, look, I find more business analysis more favorable and more passionate for me than compliance. You see that compliance. Anybody that says, oh, I'm interested in compliance because I studied law and I like to follow the due process, he becomes compliance officer. Oh, I'm interested in UI. I have a skill for designing. You go into UI designing. Oh, I'm interested in testing. I want to make sure that everything works. I'm a perfectionist. It must work the way they said from the meeting that we started. Everything we had there. They call it project meeting, sprint planning. Some might be called sprint planning or static review. Static review meeting, these are what we want to do. Can we analyze it and do testing on the requirement to be sure that there is no gap or defect or wrong documentation from the beginning before developers start coding? Because if developers start coding and coded based on the requirement of the user story, and the tester is not testing and say this thing is not working properly, it doesn't meet the law of the United Kingdom, because we might be developing an application for different countries. Even though we are UK, there's no law that says you cannot develop application for a Nigerians. We just got a contract to develop an application for Apple Feed Oil and Gas engine. Are you following what I'm saying? Now, if we are not developing that and we are not making UK law, that means we are on our own. We have to find out about Nigerian law relating to website and in compliance with oil and gas. So as a compliance officer, you need to start finding out what certificate of incorporation. Does it have a certificate of incorporation before we open the URL for you? Yes, it does. Do we have authority from the owner or the MD of that country or board resolution authorizing us to start that project? Yes, we did. If you don't have, ask the person who gave us the contract to give us instruction. All these things are what we need to do to protect ourselves in case something come up. So all these things, we have to do them to be ensured, so that we are going to now start developing and everybody will start going to the area of their interest. Even though I've learned 1 or 2 skills, 3 skills together when we are still growing, but as we are growing, we need to start specializing in the skills, so that when we are being deployed or assigned to go to another country to be the MD of that country, you can tentatively head anything and build them up from the scratch. Because nobody here that have less than BSc, and that is enough for you to lead a team. So going forward, we are going to call it web. This is website, www on your laptop. Then there's a mobile app, the one you download into your phone. Those are the native app. While there's something they call hybrid. You work on website and you work on mobile phone. That is, you are just using the mobile phone browser to browse. That's hybrid. It's not native app. You don't need to download that one. But the application normally resides properly based on the screen size, what you are using to do your registration or perform any order online. It will successfully reside and it will work. That's why when we are now doing testing, business analysts can help in doing UAT, because at the UAT level, we have to do different browser testing. When we cross browser, they call it compatibility testing or cross-browsing testing. That means you are going to test it on Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Mozilla, and any other browser to be sure that the application is working, including Safari. Safari is for the Apple. They also have their own browser. So Safari is, when I was doing work in the IT, with Safari is the most difficult, Dupi is the most difficult browser. You will have tested all the application on other Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Mozilla, and they will be working perfectly. But put it on Safari, you see how the design will scatter, the text will scatter, it will not align. So you have to start reporting so that the developer will now start adjusting based on Safari issues. So as a business analyst, if you mention that you have helped in executing user acceptance test cases, there are two types. There's alpha, there's beta. The alpha is on the developer environment, while the beta is on the client environment. Environment is their own hosting site. When you say www.so company, they now have their hosting site. Some of them will host it on our Fiverr. We can host it for them if they want. Then we don't need to do beta and alpha. But if any company gave us a job and they say, look, we have our own server. So once you finish developing, we are going to push it to our own server, and we now start testing on their server, because some server might not be strong enough, because the Wi-Fi might be reduced to 3G or 2G network, and it might not be able to load quicker. So we need to test it. Different Wi-Fi, different network as well. Apart from the browser, you need to test those applications. But those things you are going to be testing are going to be high-level test cases. User can create an account. User can log in. User can do it. And in test cases, we have positive and negative test cases. But we'll go into that when we are going to be talking about test design technique. Now, going forward, type of software testing, we have functional and non-functional testing. Functional testing are the one that we do normally, while non-functional testing is, we are going to be talking about performance testing, load testing, stress testing, and load testing, and so many other technical, more technical depths of the functionality of the application. So on that note, we go back to the next slide, which is, okay, I've mentioned about save people life demerits, protect corporate image and reputation, save everybody job, find mistake or defect, issue bug in software application. That is your main job as a software developer. And developer doesn't like it, because some developer can tend to be defensive and getting irritated because they pay based on tickets. Some of the developers, if they are contractors, pay based on the tickets they done per day, and or based on the KPI they do. When I was in Star Group, each developer had nothing less than £500 per day, and their KPI performance that they must complete nothing less than 5 tickets per day. And if you do a ticket and I now tested it, acceptance criteria is there that user must be able to log in with valid credentials, and you are finished logging in, you are finished development, and you now call yourself you done your own testing on your development environment. They call it unit testing. They've done their own development. That, okay, olaiwolafolani.folionuk.com is the login details, and the password is 12345. You now push it to me in test environment that I should test. You only put number, and the acceptance criteria for password based on cybersecurity requirement expert and instruction that must contain uppercase, lowercase, character, alphabet, and number and special sign. And you only use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and must be minimum of 10 character. And I now tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The login was successful. And Anna said, let me use an alphabet. He did not accept. And that is simply, he failed. Because you didn't develop the application based on the acceptance criteria. The acceptance criteria said it must be must contain alphabet, must contain upper and must have symbol, must contain number, and must be minimum of 10 characters. And you only use 9 characters. That is automatically fail. I will just put, based on the acceptance criteria, this password does not meet the acceptance criteria related by the team or the management. Based on that, this application failed. I will now move the ticket backward. So you have to do it again. Some of them get upset because they just want to do and complete their KPI and complete their job for the day. But some, when you catch a bug, when you see a developer who come and give you a check, appreciate your job, that good job, be happy. But some of them get defensive, get upset, and look at this black guy telling me I didn't do the job that I've done. And I'm not bothered. I've provided the ticket, I've raised the ticket, everybody can see it. I put it there, I put it back. So correct it so that I can move it to done, because it's a trait on the Jira. When to do, in progress, in development environment, development, when developer finish, in review, some of them normally review their job. When you finish it, put it to testing column. When I tested it, I move it to U80 or my project manager to look at it. But most of the time, they don't give me U80 again to supervise. Just move it to done. That means they've completed that ticket, build, as we normally call it, or the user story. So these are the way we are going to be working. So on that note, let's look at the next slide, which says, yeah, the merit business owner sees software tester as additional cost. People see it as a duplicate job. That developer have done the testing in the development environment. Why am I doing? Why is somebody doing in testing environment? You see, when you are moving a application from one environment to another environment, the tendency is very high that the code can break. That's the technical term, the slang we use, or professional jargon we use in IT. Code can break at any time. And it's even good for somebody to check what you've done. And as a software tester who is qualified, they call it ISTQB certification. Once you have, that's the basic foundation for you to be a professional software tester. And if you do that, you confirm that yes, this is working before you move it to done. And this happens in every sector of economy. There is no sector that doesn't use IT or technology or application in the whole world now. Even the one that doesn't use it find way of implementing it. And that's why a lot of people do a lot of thinking. Product owner, business analyst, IT companies send a proposal. Look, let me understand how you do your job or what you do. I can help you bring in into IT that will simulate it, make it easy, make it flexible, make it quicker, and make it properly documented. And your staff does not need to come to the office to work. They can work remotely. Health sector is the most difficult area. The health application that we are working on is going to break a barrier that if doctor can come and see you and consult you, some consultation can be done online. It happened during the COVID. In fact, COVID came to come and warn us and get us prepared for the digital world. And he really did the job very well. A lot of people could not see a doctor physically, face to face, but can do telephone call or video call. Oh, I'm having pain in my left hand. Which part? Okay, I can't see it. Is it swelling? It's not swelling. Okay, bring it to the screen. Let me see. Okay, it's not swelling. Fine. Where is it paining you? Okay, I'm going to give you this first line of prescription. Take this drug. My right precision. Tó bá ti ṣe right precision yẹn, immediately tó bá ti issue lẹ̀, ó ti issue as a chemist. Any available chemist tó bá ní drug yẹn will send a quote immediately to you based on the health platform. And the one that can deliver will tell you I can deliver. The one that cannot deliver will tell you I'm going to charge for delivering cost. and want to send it to you, make a payment, you receive your drug. The doctor will tell you, take this drug for this, you don't have to take it, or the pharmacy will tell you and call you, okay, based on instruction from the consultant or your doctor, say you should take it 1 in the morning and 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, or 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening. I've written it on the pack of the drug. I'm putting it to post, you get it first thing tomorrow, next day delivery. Get it, start using it. Doctor will tell you after 7 days, if the symptom persists, come back, then I will know what to do. Whether after 7 days, the thing still the same thing, doctor will ask you, do you fall down or what? Or do you carry something different? Okay, in this case now, I don't want to injure any drugs, but I would suggest you go and do a scan. These are the process. These are medical. I'm not subject matter expert in X sector, but I need to know your process of diagnosing any disease, any patient. Then we'll document it and put it into online. The one that will require physical inspection, the doctor online can refer you to one of our specialist hospitals that have signed up with us online to go there, let physicians there examine you physically or probably ask you to do a test. With a scan, a doctor can see the position of your bone, whether it has broken or it has shifted. And if you now require a surgery to put it back into normal shape, then you will have to ask you to go for surgery. And any of our hospitals who have registered with us online or joined our platform will be referred to, look, this person needs a surgery. Send a code to her to decide where and where she will prefer to do her surgery. And send us the profile. The profile of your consultant, leading surgeon, will also be on your profile page on the platform. This is for the health platform. This is hospital online. Consultant globally will be available. Some of them will be asked them to come and join us to do this thing on a charity for people that cannot afford. Optician who cannot afford it. It can be, okay, I'm happy to do a charity when I'm off from work for 1 week. I will come to Nigeria for 1 week, and anybody that cannot afford to pay a hospital optician surgery, I'll be available this country on this social day. We'll do the surgery, and that's it for free as a consultant to contributing to the society. Oh, you cannot do, I'm not doing free services, and I don't like traveling to Nigeria because I heard so much. You can only come to UK. Our team will create a campaign based on Folion Foundations. Campaign for you. This person needs a surgery, you cannot afford it. Please, can you support him? Please, he's have to travel to UK and you have to meet this consultant. We have to pay this amount of money. And when you finish this surgery, you come back to Nigeria. This is cost implication. This is the work of an NGO. And this is work of foundation, of Folion Foundation that we'll be doing. And once you raise the money, they move you to come and do the surgery. You complete your surgery, you go back to your country. End of story. So they see it as a lazy work, not necessary or important, but very, very important, because all those things must be properly working before the application can go live. And if you go live without properly working, it's going to create a lot of reputational damage, and it can be fine. So next one is software team. There's difference between software team and software development lifecycle. Software development team are the people coming together to develop the team, the project or IT work. And who are they? Developers is there, business analyst is there, IT project manager is there, software tester is there, UI designer is there, Scrum Master is there. Subject matter expert in that sector that you are developing an application for is also going to be part of the team. It depends on the scope of the project and the funding available for the project. But basically, software tester, developers, business analyst or business owner, and UI designer. UI designer can be floating on different teams because their work is just design the UI design or graphic design, or the website, and they leave you with that design. Is you as a business analyst that will be attaching those designs with the user story, so that the tester will know that, okay, this is design is supposed to be, the login page should be well designed, colorful. If it doesn't meet the colorful design, you will also say it's fake. So you need to make sure that they have the color code. You also have to test it based on the color code. That does the code meet the color code specified in the UI design? That is that. Then business analysts still can roam. You can document for this, but the workload will be too much when they start having 3, 4, 5, 6 projects simultaneously. You might not be able to cope. And when there is a dispute, you have to set up a tri-8 meeting between developer and the tester when there is an argument regarding the application or the ticket or the builds that is saying, look, this is a defect. The developer says it's not a defect. This is based on what it was written down. But even though what it was written down, this is old requirement or user story you are using. There's an update. You use old requirement to develop this application. You should have looked at the new updates. You understand? This always happens in IT with the developer and tester, because they are two lines. Everybody is independent in software development lifecycle or software development team. But as a software team, the progression career, how you move, some of them start from customer service representative. And how does customer service, because they will ask you if you study botany or animal science or something that is not related to IT. If you just interview, they will ask you, how do you come about software testing? How do you become it? Oh, I was working as a customer service, which is fair enough, in one of these companies. And the role is that customer will call. They will say, look, I'm sorry, I can't log into my account. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been trying to create an account on your website and the website does not allow me to create an account. Oh, what is happening? Why? We will now start asking questions. Okay, what browser are you using? Which is it, laptop or phone you are using to register? Have you tried to reset your password? Are you putting an invalid credential into it? If this person say all this, you will now write it down. We call it step to reproduce the defect. That's what we call it, step to reproduce. Decision of the defect, what is supposed to do, I'm not able to log in. Okay, you now write, user with a valid credential was not able to log in. Also, he could not even reset his password. He has tried to reset it, still yet he reset the password and still yet he cannot log in. When I open the browser, I'll click on login page open, I enter valid email address and valid password. When I click on login, the system is supposed to communicate the error, that invalid email address or invalid password. The system will not communicate. Normally, the customer service take notice that the system is not responding. It does not give the error message. Neither did it say it's the password, invalid password, or invalid email. And I've checked the email the client is using from the backend is a valid email address. And I even reset the password for him. You still use the valid password and valid email address, still yet you cannot log in. You will now ask the customer to take a screenshot and send to you. Then you can now add it as an attachment and send it to IT or software development team. They will now pick it up. Once you create that ticket on the Jira, it's a defect. The developer will pick it up, and based on priority, you can put it as priority 1. They call it priority severity of the defect. If you put it priority 1, high severity means people cannot log in. Oh, we are going to be losing money. Oh, please do this thing now. Which browser does it occur? Have you tried on other browser to be sure you can log in? This is occurring in all browsing. User cannot log in on all browsing. You can imagine if it's a company that on a daily basis, they have people logging in and placing another, and they cannot log in. And it's happening in all browsers. You know that for that day, there are not going to be any sales. So they have to do it based on priority. And you started there, and maybe somebody just left as a software tester, got another job, he left. And then the project manager now look at, they are looking for somebody. This person has been reporting issue professionally from customers. Why don't you call him to come and give us a hand, pending when we get a new software tester? And the guy started doing very well. Maybe he has done under IT training or software testing training and started delivering and reports issued, finding bug continuously. The project manager will just say, or the test manager will just say, please, you know what? There is no need for us to recruit. Just go and do the interview. I want this person to come and replace the new person that left. And that's it. So most of them start as a support or customer service representative, then followed by the junior. So they will now give you a junior software tester. Then if you cannot continue upgrading yourself, doing some training, you can become software tester and software analyst, lead software tester, then test manager. This is career path as a software tester. Then there's automation. We discussed that about automation is for you to learn how to use application software to run test cases after developing it. Once you run those tests, there's something we call regression. So when developer finish developing an application or functionalities, and they are now adding more because there are different functionality on the website platform. Home page is one functionality, place another is another one functionality, and payment is another functionalities, and these are all integration processes. They have to be matched together for them for you to place another, create an account. After you create an account, finish, you need to log in. You need to be integrated with account creation. If you log in successfully, if you select 1, 2, 3 items on the website, it should add those items into the basket. So when you click on the basket, it will ask you, do you want to continue shopping or you want to progress to payment? If you click continue shopping, you take you back to the website page for you to continue shopping. You say, no, I want to proceed to payment or checkout. If you click on checkout, it will list all the items you bought, the price, the VAT, and everything that you need to pay. If you click on proceed to payment, it will navigate you and open payment page. Payment page, it depends on the integration, whether they are using PayPal or they are using, what is it called? All these payment gateway. Stripe, you will open, enter your card name, enter your card number, enter your, what is it called? Expiry date, enter your security code, click on payment. When you click payment, you say, oh, payment was successful. It depends on the compliance or cyber security control put in place that you cannot use somebody else's card to buy if you are not the account owner. So if you put a different card name and different address, even though that card is valid, the system will reject it, that you can't use this card to make payment. The card has to be on your name. These are part of cyber security and control that a lot of companies are now put in place to be sure that fraudster does not use somebody else's card to buy goods online. And click payment, and payment was successful, and that's the high-level test cases. And sometimes we call those things end-to-end. So in the process, when we are doing this integration together, we need to run something called regression. That means user can create an account. We've done it when we are doing account registration test cases. That's another column. Another functionality of the website. Account creation test cases. User can create an account. User can enter valid first name and last name, address if you require, telephone number, email address. Those are the things that we are going to text when you are doing account creation. When you finish, then you have to do integration test cases that user can log in after creating an account. You text that, and if that won't work, when they are now pushing or adding new test cases or new build into the system, there is need for you to run another regression that to be sure that what is working before is still working when new build or new functionality is added to the website. That's what we call it regression. So by the time you are doing this, it can be repetitive in nature. That's why you need to learn automation. Those automation can run those test cases. You just program them. Test user can create an account. Test user can log in. Test user can do. Once you program them, put valid login details there, put valid password, and put invalid password. That's negative test cases. User cannot log in with that invalid username and invalid password. Those are negative test cases. While you are doing all that work, just run the automation tools. You will start running those test cases one after the other without you manually test it. That's what we mean by automation testing. We all go there. For anybody that want to follow the line of testing at that time, then I'll be able to challenge you, support you, to go and learn, pay for your automation today. There are so many of them. There is a Selenium Wide Driver, there is Cypress, there is a Catalan Studio, there is Test Guide. There are so many. Some you do both mobile phone. Appian is also there. You do both mobile phone and web simultaneously. So on this note, we go to the next one is software testing role. Software tester. These are the role you can apply for online if you want to work anyway. Before this one. Okay, software development team. As I mentioned before, project manager, Scrum Master. Scrum Master is the one based on how big the organization is, and they have different. In agile team, mostly they always be 5 team or 3 team member or 7 handle one project or the other, and they might be 5, 6, 7 team. So Scrum Master is the one that will be coming to them as oh, are you people having anything delaying you that you are not able? Are you not able to log into the Jira? Are you not be able to get subject matter expert? Are you not be able to get this? He's the one that will be liaising with the team and the management to be sure that any of the teams are not lacking anything and they are not stuck due to management process of approval. That's the work of Scrum Master. It's not commonly in UK, maybe about 2 people in one conglomerate company or large company that you see a Scrum Master. So it's not a job that is very, very commonly, but software testing is very common. Project manager is very common. Business analyst is also common, but not like developer and software tester. For every project, you have a minimum of 2 developers. Minimum. That is web and mobile, because most developers don't like to do 2 together. They say the workload will be too much for them, unless if they are the owner of the project or if they are the owner of the company. Some of them will also look, I will only do web. Some people telling you, I'm only do web UI, front side. They don't do backend. So you need to get another developer that specializes in backend. So you do front end, I do backend. So this is also for native app or mobile app application. Developer will always tell you that. So for every 2 developer, you must have at least 1 tester attached to it in any organization. So you can see the ratio of just prospects to this scenario. Now, moving on, product owner or business analyst, developer, graphic designer, which is UI designer, software tester, then application lab management team. These are software development team. It's different from software testing team. Are we together? So moving on is the prospects software testing role, how you can apply for them. If you have worked for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and decided, look, I've learned enough, I've gotten my indefinitely leave to remain, I decided to move on, I want to continue, I want to work for a big company, it's up to you. You can become a software tester, you can become a quality assurance tester, you can become a UAT tester, you can become test analyst, system tester, test engineer. Those are the roles that are available. And you can even go study further to become a cybersecurity expert after you have learned very well of software testing, because you have already prevent defect and you now want to prevent attack. It's up to you. So moving forward, all this one is just explanatory, and it's always 1 hour now. I think I don't want us to load ourselves too much. But before then, okay, so I want to stop now if you are happy with it. But if you are happy for me to go on, we can do extra 1 hour for us to go further. And before then, there are different functionalities of software testing. We call it unit or component testing. This is just grammar. Unit or component testing. Integration testing, that is when we build each unit, when we now match them together, we want to be sure that they are integrated together. System testing, we integrated so many things together. I want to check that you can create an account, you can log in, you can order system, order item, you can progress to the payment page, you can conclude and make a payment, and your order is being processed, and you receive a lot of an email confirming your order being processed. Give us 2 to 3 days for you to receive your order. Now, user acceptance testing, alpha and beta. Smoke and sanity testing to be sure that the application is standing, is working perfectly well, and is ready to go. Regression test cases, as I mentioned, when we added a new bit into an existing application, we want to be sure that what is working before is still working when the application was being moved. End-to-end testing from the beginning to the end. Exploratory testing is the next assignment I'm going to give you, to go and look for any website of your choice, whether it's a mobile app of your banking new, whether it's your online banking new, whether it's your grocery store. You can use Tesco, you can use Asda, you can use any websites you think of. Even Nigerian website, the one that have a passport office, you can use it. Go online, write that what asks you to. Can you create an account? Perform exploratory testing. The word exploratory means take advantage. Without a test casing, you don't have need to testing. Just click and see what is working and what is not working, and write what is working. Don't write it professionally. Just say I tried to log in or create an account. There is no login page or registration page on the website. Give me the website URL. We look at it before the next training we are going to do, potentially tomorrow, because of weekend. We are going to do it tomorrow from 2 o'clock as well. Then I will now give you assignment based on what and what you do, because we need to test our option page of the website. The developer just finished developing it now, and we need to test it, create an account, upload properties, and see if the property is working. Start date of the property, end date of the bidding property. Let's see how it works. I might try to come up with the test cases for you to use. So on that note, then the next one is functional safety continue. Accessibility testing. The purpose of accessibility testing is some people have they are disabled. They cannot see, but they can hear. So some websites have functionality that it will be talking and they will be hearing. They can now use the website. It can increase the size of the website for them to be able to see properly without using glasses. So ad hoc testing is there, compatibility testing and cross-browsing testing, I will explain to you. Compliance testing to be sure that you fully comply with the regulatory authority. Globalization and localization. That's when you see some website you can change the language from English to Spanish, from Spanish to Yoruba. Those are globalization and localization. You can also change the URL, like most websites now have www.ng.com or www.ng. So if we are property platform is Nigeria, because we are going to have different country web page. .co.uk is for the UK, even though it's going to be default to that. But if you want to search for property in Nigeria, you have the option to choose Nigerian page, or just type in Nigeria and click on search. It will open available property in Nigeria on that page for you, not only UK property. So that is globalization. Install, uninstall, upgrade, and testing. This is for mobile app. Usability testing, how this website is very user friendly, that you don't need any support for people to get used to or create an account or login. Though we still be supporting some of them for now, while some people will not need any support. Like I have about 3 or 4 people now, but because I cannot be doing my work and also be supporting them, I could not follow up. That's why we say, okay, when I start onboarding staff, they will be doing follow up with COB, chasing them up that, okay, when are you available, sir? If you are not available, can you direct me to any of your staff to let's upload all the property you have? Give me the description. This is what you need to do. I will train you how to do it, how to upload the property, and that's it. Then mobile testing, back end testing, which means we have the front end that the public see. We have the back end of the platform that monitor everybody on the platform. We have the user page, user profile page on the platform. So for you to create an account, your own page is different from me authorizing you to advertise the property you have listed on your page as to allow you to go live. Those are compliance. After you have completed all the compliance, and as you do the due diligence on the property you want to advertise before we push it to live environment. So these are part of cyber security and control. And these are the work of compliance that will be doing that to check, oh, sir, this is still pending. This property can go, but the other will not be able to go yet until when you provide this proof that this person owns this property, authorize you to market it by sending us the contract agreement you have with him and your due diligence of the type, even survey. If you have a registered survey in Nigeria, you can do search of that registered survey in Nigeria. It's only when you don't have a registered survey, you cannot get land information, especially in, excuse me, especially in Lagos and Abeokuta. Even though it might be difficult, excuse me, even though it might be difficult, but it's available, you pay. And what does it cost you to do this thing? So that the person, excuse me, the person who wants to buy this property will be sure he's not buying acquisition property or property that is in problem, that is not the owner that want to sell it. In the comfort of my office here, I will search any property owner in the whole of UK under 2 minutes. I don't know why it's so difficult that we cannot do. This is something we can send the proposal to Nigerian government or state governments. Each state government have their control of their own land, that we can develop this platform. And all we need to do is to have cadastral office, the breach of land in your state, to work with us. They are going to be the subject matter experts. We map all the area. Merely search those areas, it will provide what is available on that area. And with the map or the survey from the registered surveyor, we will be able to see this survey is within this area and this is the location, and information about it is free from government acquisition. And this survey has been registered. The land can now confirm that this survey is registered and is genuine. The person that registered the survey is the owner of the land, even though that can create an argument, because some people can just go and do a survey. But if you go and do a survey without an agreement from the person that owns the land, which is sometimes customary owner, then you have committed a crime. That means you are a land grabber. That's what it means. You must have signed an agreement, deed of assignment, with customary owner before you go ahead and do a survey. And when you do a survey, you submit your survey and the agreement, including receipts of purchase, to the Ministry of Land if you want a CFO. If there is no, if the land is free from government acquisition, you go straight to CFO. But the land is under government acquisition, and there are two types of acquisition in Nigeria. There's committed acquisition, there's uncommitted acquisition. State government are just using land to make money. They say there's acquisition, there's nothing they want to do. The only thing government says, the law says they should collect land for is to build for use of public interest. You want to build hospital, you want to build schools, you want to build stadium, you want to build something that's going to be beneficiary to the whole public. That's when you can acquire land. But now all these governors and these they are executive, they are just collecting Omonile land and selling it, which is wrong, but it is what it is. So if it's committed acquisition and government look at it, what did we say we want to use the play for? Oh, we want to build housing estate. If they are buying, if they are Omonile have started selling, no, let's ask them to come and do regularization. That means regularization means you bought it from Omonile, you also bought it from government. They will sell it to you. So the only thing government will now do is that time to help the system, but they will not do it. They will just go and create a proper layout. And because government don't do that, Omonile were just selling the land. They will just get a pencil check and do 120 by 100 by 120 and start selling. They will create one narrow road. Even sometimes the road itself, they will block it. They say there's no need for that road there. The layout is not approved. That's why you recently hear from the state governor of Lagos State saying that 176 estates does not have approved layout. Does not have approved. I was telling somebody when I bought my land in Lekki, I said, when are you people going to do the layout of this project? They said there is no layout. We are not going to do layout. You bought the land. The only major road that got to that place is from the Elemoro down to the one that end at the beach side. So what happened when you start developing? You just keep on selling per acre per acre. It makes the environment cumbersome. These are responsibility of government. So these are the things you need to do and the due diligence you want to do. These are the things we'll be doing for our client. A Nigerian that is here, who's the up and down of UK government policy, immigration policy, doesn't know his fate, might not want to buy a property. But I always encourage them to buy. So if you are legal, buy if you have the money. When you are going to your country, you can always sell and get your money back. If not, if you prefer to buy Nigeria, property in Nigeria, give us that responsibility to do those due diligence for you. Let's do those due diligence of finding out that land that you want to buy, finding that it's properly having approved layout. Then once you buy, we follow it up with our lawyers who will prepare the agreement, sign. Then you cannot go ahead and do C-of-O. If it's land that already have a global C-of-O, government don't use you to C-of-O. You do governor consent. That's what they do. That the consent means that the government have used the C-of-O for this person, and he has sold part of this land for me from this C-of-O to me. And this is an agreement between him and the sovereign. So government is now registered that consent, saying that they are aware that you have sold this land to you. Because in case in the future, if the man go and use the C-of-O again to borrow money and he could not pay, and the bank want to take possession of those land, your home will be exempted because you register your own title. It has been sold. The other, they can take it if they don't register it, because the person that have the C-of-O is the owner of the land. Anything on it is on his own. No. People don't do this due diligence when they want to buy a house or buy a property. My friend that bought his own there, he has encouraged me to come and buy. Or my mama go to Bale. You know Bale very well. Bale is not the owner of the whole village land. Though. Some Bale self, as of today, they are immigrants. They are not indigenous of those villages. They just came because those indigenous have left the village. So somebody has to be the head of the village. That's why they put him there. If you give her money, he give you land that does not belong to him, court will collect it back, because they will say the history, how the land became the ancestor that owns the land. That this one, you are not, you came to this village to come and do agbaro. I don't know, sorry for those people that doesn't speak Yoruba. Agbaro means somebody that come, let me help you work in your farm and you pay me. Because it's in Nigeria, nobody bother about your papers, and we are all black. Some are Cotonou, some are Niger. They are not Nigerians. Some are South Africa people. They can work. Some even get Nigerian passports. And they are not Nigerians. So, as I said, I want to pause it here now under non-functional test cases, which is performance testing, load testing, security testing, stress testing. We can discuss more about this when we come next week. I will stop at 11:30 now for any questions, any observation, any suggestion you might want to come up, so that by next slide, we go into test design technique. We'll discuss about software development, different methodologies used in software life cycle. I think, let me see. Okay. Oh, this is training too. Okay. Okay. Software environment, development environment, testing environment, staging environment, production and live. Live environment is one the whole public see. Staging is one we normally do UAT. Depend on the company. Testing environment is the first stage between developer and testing team. The next one is to see if you move from another environment to live environment, the code is still not going to break. We move from testing to staging environment. That's staging, some call it UAT environment. Then before production. Production is the one everybody will not be seeing on live environment. So I will stop here for now. I will also share this link on the team. And if you don't get this link and this slide, please give me a call. You can go through them and start making some personal search on your own for the next thing. So we'll stop here. I think non-functional test cases, and the door is open now for the next 10 minutes for any question that you want to ask. Then we'll join tomorrow again from same time 2 o'clock to 3:30 maximum, because I don't want to involve a lot of questions, a lot of information. But I will send the video as well onto the platform and to you people. You can check it online on the YouTube, listen to it all over again. Then we'll be able to complete this project, the training. Then once you complete the software testing training with the text design technique, which is very, very important for you to derive at your test cases, then I'll start giving you those assignments to be doing and practice. So, but as I said, you can do explorative testing on any application you want to use. You don't need testing knowledge. You don't need requirement to test those things. Just keep on, click this, see whether it's work or not. Create an account. If you create an account, try to log in. If you log in. Keep this. You might not proceed to the payment. Just put some order into the basket and stop there. That's all. It's fine. But document whatever you want. You don't need to do it professionally because you're not professional at the moment. Do it anyhow you want to. Write it down. Just take a note of what you are doing and what the application is doing and the URLs, the website, that's the www whatever you are using. Put it there. And if it's mobile app, let me know if it's a mobile application you are using. So, any questions before we all leave now? Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
No question from my own end. Everything has been a lot of learning and insight into the presentation, and it made me understand that there are so many things behind the scene when it comes to all these businesses and app and the rest.
Okay. Thank you. So,
Thank you
and
very much, sir.
you're welcome. It's my pleasure. And everything is very other. You understand everything that I've explained so far. Is there anything you don't understand from my explanation?
For now, we are good, sir. Maybe if there's any more, we'll ask tomorrow.
Okay.
But from
Cool.
my side, we are good.
Yeah. Anybody with any question or whatever you want to suggest now, don't worry. Say it is a free tech. Don't be ashamed to talk. Oh. You might think you want to say something stupid. Stupid thing itself is an idea. When you say any mistake in design is a style or is a design, that's all about technology. The social media, Facebook that we are all celebrating today, is not even Mark Zuckerberg's idea. It was his classmates or friend sitting at that. Is it not possible for somebody to have a social group where we can be communicating with ourselves in Harvard Business School? Those one does not know IT, but Mark Zuckerberg have a knowledge of IT. Maybe he has a link of people that can do it. They don't know how to do it. That person just came up with the idea that there should be something that we can use to communicate with ourselves as Harvard students. And that's how Maslow take that as an idea. To him, to himself, he might say, what stupid idea are you talking about? What do you want to communicate with people for? Don't you see each other? And that's what started Facebook. It was not even his own original idea or suggestion. They sued him 2 or 3 times. He paid them because he knew truly those guys owns that idea. And that's all everybody is celebrating today. So that's how technology is all about. It's just a stupid idea that will just come up to your mind. And you might look at how this is feasible. It's not feasible. But when you talk to an IT person, they will tell you, yeah, it's feasible now. Why don't you come up? You're going to just going to require a lot of regulatory or compliance requirements and just start it. And before you know what is happening, somebody start. I think what is itself is Airbnb. In 1997, 98, my elder sister rented an apartment, 3-bedroom, because she married a German and they normally come regularly. So they both based in Germany. I'm the one sitting in that flat. They don't come home regularly. And that time, 2 or 3 of my friends normally go and stay in an hotel because they come from the hotel. They work with oil and gas companies. They normally come to Lagos to clear their uncle car. So if they cannot finish up within 2 months or 3 months or 1 month, they have to stay in an hotel. That's how I met them. So they now said, instead of them going to hotel, Ola, let us stay with you now. We'll pay you. You can imagine then, how will somebody sound to you that a stranger to come and live in your house to stay for 2-3 days? Will you not say, are you all right? Me, allow stranger to stay with me in my house. What of it if that person kill me? Nko? But today, the Airbnb is multi-billionaire project and Apple. And what did they say? They don't have a single property. People who property is what they are using. For any property they book online, they collect their commission. That's an idea. The same thing with Uber. You remember how you normally stop with taxi in Nigeria? You either go to park or go online. Hello, taxi or kabu, and they will stop. But somebody came up with an idea of Uber, and today it's globally used. Are we together? So don't say you cannot come up with any innovation in technology and the sky might be your limit. So apart from working with us, you can come up with any idea you think you can want to do. Start thinking. Pray about it. God, just give me that wisdom. Just give me that innovation idea that will take my property and my generation out of this. I want to come out of me working 30 days a week. I want to be innovative. I want to take advantage of digital world that is coming through my innovative idea that you are going to give me. Please open my eyes. And God will help us. So on that note, thank you so much for your time. And please, I'll send you the slide as I said. Try as much as possible, do the assignments I give you. It doesn't take anything away from you because you never know where you are going to be tomorrow. No knowledge is lost, especially in IT. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll meet tomorrow again, same time.
All right,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, sir.
Bye, sir.
Yes, sir.